What is happening, guys? Welcome back to Red Beard's Garage. And today we're finally getting this old Southbend Heavy 10L going. I've had this lathe for like 2 years and I've never had the time to really mess with it. It was kicking a belt. I put a new leather belt on it and it kept kicking it because I got the adjustment off on the actual tension setup. So we got the head pulled apart. We're trying to get everything adjusted and oiled on it before we start running it. And we'll show you what we've done so far. So this piece, one of the screws was broke off in here. So you can see the head broke off that one. And I didn't even know that, which that could have happened. Back when we first got this, me and my brother was messing with it. We could have broke that, putting it back in, who knows. And it has these shims, so you can adjust the tightness on this cap. It's just like I guess you call it a journal bearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important on these old lathes to, has all these little oilers everywhere. I mean, it has a ton of them. It's really hard to remember which one. Does that look good? We can wipe that all down with brake cleaner and re-oil it. So we're hoping to get, first we're going to make sure, because this was a little stiff when we would rotate it, so we're going to make sure to oil all that. We'll clean these ways up, this belt pulley up really good, maybe run some Scotch-Brite over it, and just get everything cleaned up. And then I need to get a grill cover, because this is dead in the fab area. Probably not the best place for a lathe to be. So we're going to keep it covered up with a double burner like grill cover, just keep grinding dust off of it. So hopefully, you know, we can start machining our own parts, because that's one of the biggest time consuming things when we got to machine like weird pieces. I got to take them to the machine shop. So we'll show you what we do when we do it. All right, so back when we got this lathe, we pulled this end cap off and messed with the shims, which was stupid. We shouldn't have did that. And I wish we would have talked about when this was apart, but you have 2 set screws under these caps. These are basically just caps, and you have 2 flathead set screws that adjust your tolerances, correct? I mean, that's best way to say it. So unfortunately, since we got rid of 2 shims when me and my brother messed with it, we had to leave these just like snug, I'd say, and we can't do our full adjustment here. So we need to in the future replace these shims on both ends of this. But we're on this lower, so this would be a lower speed,
High speed.
High speed, okay. And I don't know what this piece of steel is, but we'll do a demonstration. Let him turn it. Just take a little bit off. Everything's running good. Belt seems to be running good.
That's actually a hardened pin too. That's why we're getting chatter.
Yeah, it's I thought it was. I keep a bunch of these random, you know, like I don't know what I think these are suspension bushings is what they are.
Okay.
Out of like 4-wheelers and stuff. And I keep these for random spacers and junk. This is all good stuff to keep. We can throw something a little lighter in there in a minute and turn it down. There's a bunch of stuff I need turned down, so there's unlimited things we can try to fine tune everything in. Switching the belt. Open that back up. I'm going to show how. So it just relieves the tension on it. It's a 3 pulley setup. You can see it right there. See what I thought I did before, I had adjusted the belt. This belt was real loose. This is from the electric motor up to the actual pulleys. And I thought that's what the problem was, but the problem seemed to be we had that headstock too tight, and it was just getting it in a bind and kicking the belt. So we've oiled all these little oil ways. There's a ton of them on here. It's kind of hard to keep up with how many there is. And we're just using motor oil right now. I'm going to get some, you know, oil for this way and stuff. But right now we're just doing with what we got, but it's working. All right, so we have a piece of 1-inch live axle off of a Go Power Sports axle. And we're going to turn this back 3/4 of an inch down to 3/4, or no, it was a little more than 3/4 of an inch. 780, yeah. So we're getting a little wobble out of both shafts, we thought, because a lot of times I'll bend one of these shafts and I'll just cut it apart and use it for jack shafts and stuff. So we're going to indicate and see if maybe the 3-jaw chuck is off. I mean, it's a possibility, the thing's old.
It bolts on to a flange with 3 bolts. So there's a possibility that that's our problem more than anything.
Yeah. So that went and dropped.
10 thousandths, 15, and that's probably what we're seeing.
Yeah. So 15 thousandths off.
Yep, and that's what we're seeing. There's 50.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, 1 to 1/2 thou.
A few moments later.
All right, so we've been using the lathe for a few days, and I'm telling you guys, I'm so mad at myself, which I knew I would be once I got this thing running. This thing is going to change the game in here, and also in September we're going up to Chicago for FabTech, and one of my buddies, Brad Hill, lives in Chicago and has me a Bridgeport mill that we can stick in that corner right there. We do have to get a 3-phase converter and stuff, but we're doing some trading on some go-kart chassis. So I am so happy to have the lathe going and have a mill basically coming next month. So one thing with this lathe is the chuck was not correct, like it was out of adjustment. So basically if you put a piece of steel in there, whatever, it'd be 50 thousandths off from being centered. So we can't do no like super precise machining on this. So what Dave did, the guy helped me out get this thing set up, was he took a bore bar and went inside this and machined it out, so it's really close. It's in, you know, a little bit, probably 10 thousandths off. So we still can't do anything super precision, but I got me a new 3-jaw chuck, so we're going to swap that out today. So what I've seen online to take this, you know, this is a threaded adapter that bolts to this chuck. They say to unthread this, you can take a large Allen and chuck it up in the lathe and use an impact on it and thread that thing off. You can tell this 3-jaw has had some use over the years. So it's going to be nice to get a new one on there. So I was having a problem using the Allen wrench, so I'm going to try a crescent wrench. I'm going to slide it as deep as I can on this and just give it a whack. This is going to act like pretty much like an impact gun. And look at that. That Allen didn't have enough bite to really take this thing off. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to use this on a welding turntable. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Let's take it back off. See how that's pushed out?
Oh, you talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to lay flat on there.
To the camera. Yeah.
It's right on that screw too.
Took a stone that came with my weld tables and he kind of grinded that flat. Had a little burr in it because it's from China.
Most people probably give you like you're putting a Chinesium
on a Southbend. It's barely gonna fit. I'll just snug this to the nose.
Yeah, we'll have to draw them down simultaneously.
Rotate it back just a hair. My ratchet, yeah, right there. Where my ratchet will sit in that little valley.
I'm guessing that's how they indicate it.
Yeah.
It must not go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to hold this thing still. Oh, we can use the...
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the indicator set up on here and indicate this in. And
Okay.
you're using these bolts to steer it.
Okay.
Because that does not go back over that. So I've taken one pass out of a Go Power Sports 1-inch axle. I'm turning it down to 5/8 of an inch to make an adapter to run the jack shaft on the diesel buggy.
So guys, we've been using this lathe over the last week, and I'm telling you, it's changed the game in this shop. I've had Dave just sitting here for 10 hours a day running this lathe while I'm like building A-arms and stuff. And we're getting back on the diesel buggy. We've got a ton done on the 4-wheel drive buggy, and we've also been working on that candy cart. So we're working on 3 buggies simultaneously. And it's been a son of a gun. It's been awesome having him here, because right now I have so much going on. I don't have time to waste an entire day or more learning how to truly run this lathe, so I'm comfortable doing it. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to mess with this at night, maybe during live streams and stuff. I can play with this lathe and get it down pat. I'm going to have him sit down and teach me some in a couple of weeks. You know, it's always good to learn from someone who's done it for 20 years. So Dave's been a massive help in the shop. Huge shout out to him. We met him at one of our meetups at Windrock. He brought his 670 buggy, which you guys will be seeing in the next week. We're going to do like a review on it. I've been wanting to do this for a while, where we take someone's vehicle that they built and we kind of showcase it on our channel, just because he's not going to make any YouTube videos, but he builds awesome stuff, so I would like to share that. So if you're near us and you built something awesome, we would love to showcase it on the channel and you know, give you all the credit, of course, and show your builds off, because I think that'd be a pretty cool to kind of give back to our subscribers and stuff and the people that support us. So huge shout out to Dave for coming and helping. This Southbend lathe is amazing. I'm so happy. I love that it's like a 1954 model, and I love having old school technology in this shop that we're still just cranking out parts on. And we got that lathe Chuck put on, and the thing is dead on. I'm pretty sure he's got it dialed in perfectly. So huge shout out to Dave for helping. And again, we're getting a Bridgeport mill very soon, so we'll be able to, you know, nothing will really stop us anymore. That would be a big problem. We would run into something we'd have to have machined, and I'd have to go down to the machine shop, and of course it would take them a week or so to get it done for me. So that's why we have to stop on builds all the time. There's just stuff I couldn't make in here, and now, you know, we're changing that. We're also getting a plasma table in the next couple months that'll go over there in the corner. It's going to be a little 4x4, and that's going to save us a ton of time on cutting tabs and stuff, because that's where 50% of the time goes when we're building these buggies, is cutting tabs, making brackets with an angle grinder and stuff, and it drives me crazy. So again, can't thank Dave enough for running this lathe for the last couple weeks. He's been coming over a few days a week and helping me out while I'm, like I said, building stuff on chassis. He's a great fabricator and awesome person to have around. It's always good to bang ideas off someone else that knows how to fabricate and stuff. So yeah, you'll be seeing him on the channel from time to time. And let us know what you think about this Southbend lathe. Like I said, I think it's a 1954 model from what I've looked up, somewhere's around that. And thing runs amazing, and I can't wait to later. I'm going to try to find someone around here that can fully restore it, you know, take it completely apart, go through everything and make it like it's new again, repaint it. And I think that would be an awesome piece of equipment to keep around for my kids to use when they get older. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out the links for anything we've used on this lathe. Huge shout out again to Dave. Can't give him enough thanks. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you, and God bless.